Hey there, cough. Today is Saturday, the 7th of June, 2025. I hope you're all doing well. Um, let's talk. So, as many of you know, yesterday was my 65th birthday. And you know what? Over the week, I sure heard from a lot of people. I heard from over 30 people. And I thank you all. And God bless you all. It was very sweet. I got some nice gifts. Um, I got phone calls, I got emails, I got a few in person visits, all of that. And it was all very touching, and I thank you all. So, tell you a funny story relating to that. It happened yesterday. So, one of the things that I got with money, Amazon gift cards that people gave me, was I got, I think might have mentioned it before, uh, a great old Boris Karloff film called The Old Dark House. Very early, 1932. Boris Karloff, Melvyn Douglas, Charles Laughton, many others. Directed by James Whale, who directed Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, of course. So I thought, I was originally going to go sit outside yesterday, but it seemed like it was too hot, and they said that the air quality wasn't great because there's some fires burning in Canada, and smoke from that has been heading this way. So I said, well, I'll just stay in. And I know I'll watch The Old Dark House. So I put it on, getting into it, I'm like the first 15, 20 minutes in, knock on the door. It's my friend Joan, who I used to go and volunteer at the Westport Community Theater with. And she came by for a visit, gave me a card and a gift. That was lovely of her. We were having a nice talk. And then she had to get running, but before she got running, my sister Mary came in. She had picked up some Italian subs for my nephew Michael and I from Fortuna's because that's what I wanted to have for dinner, and I was going to pay for them, but she decided to just pay for them and pick them up. So, and by the way, the sandwiches in question, Michael had turkey and American cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, on a big sandwich, on a roll. And I had what they call a Dagwood, um, minus no mustard, no tomato, and light on the lettuce. So it was, as I recall, roast beef, ham, turkey, salami, and two kinds of cheese. And I asked them, like I said, light on the lettuce. They also put some onions and some oil and vinegar. It was delicious, by the way. So while they're both getting ready to leave, my friend Bob came by and brought me this. Oh boy. Etc. So what this is, for those of you who didn't read the front and don't know it automatically, this is the 1973 Jethro Tull album, A Passion Play, which is one of my favorites from the band. And what happened is Bob does conventions, and I gave him like a box with some uh, DVDs that companies would send me that I didn't want, or just they were things I didn't watch anymore. I have him sell them, and he said he had like $10 of sales. So I said, "Don't give me the money. let me find something on eBay and have you pick it up. So that beautiful little friend with shipping was a little under $10 and worth every dime of it. And I don't have a record player, as you know, but it doesn't matter because there was a rush along the Fulham Road, as the song goes. And for those of you who may not know, is the whole album is one song, although the center has a little fun thing called The Story of the Hare Who Lost His Spectacles. And it's about life and death and the beyond. It's a wonderful album. So he came by to bring that and a couple of stragglers from Free Comic Book Day comics, one of which was very useful to me, I must add. Um, it was a Free Comic Book Day Archie comic. And it had in it a couple of editors whose names I didn't know, which answers a question because I needed to know some current editors because I have a Reggie story in my head that I'm going to write out very soon. And I wanted to know who to send it to. So now I know who to send it to. So that was very helpful. So to get back to it, so they all leave and I go, oh, let me get back to the old dark house. And so I'm watching, and about 5 minutes after I start watching, my dear friend Larry calls to wish me a happy birthday. And in the middle of talking to him, my nephew Dave calls to also wish me a happy birthday. And then I got back to the call with Larry, and we talked for a good time. And then I got off the phone, and you know what? I said, I'll watch the old dark house another day. So there you go. And I will, you know. Um, I should play one other little bit of show and tell. For those of you who may like manga and such, I picked up this with some birthday money as well. It is Came the Mirror and Other Tales with story and art by Rumiko Takahashi, my single favorite manga creator of all time, who did Urusei Yatsura, Ranma One Half, Maison Ikkoku, Inuyasha, many more. Individual stories like The Mermaid's Tale and One Pound Gospel, which is a shorter thing. I love her stuff. I read one of the stories in here so far, and it was wonderful. So, a splendid treat. So, but yeah, my week was things to do. Just birthday related stuff kept happening. So that's not a bad thing. And also, there you go, update for you. I had mentioned Michael and I, our misery of not having a washing machine and not having central air. Well, they actually replaced the washing machine on Tuesday. Thank the Lord. And they promise us that our central air will be fixed this coming Wednesday, which can't be soon enough, of course, because well, I'm having some effects from it. Poor Michael upstairs, it's blazing evidently, and it's affected his ability to sleep and things like that. So the sooner the better. The people here, I mean, this is going on 2.5 months or so, something like that. You know, I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm sure that somewhere that's a health code problem, isn't it? But anyway, so tomorrow my brother and his wife and I think my nephew Davey and Anthony will be over with pizza and cake, strawberry shortcake. Um, and then at some point, I know my niece Tracy said she'd be by. I think my great niece Isabella might be by. And my niece Jessica might be by. My sister Mary said she wouldn't be able to be by, but she stopped over yesterday, and that was, she brought me the sandwiches and a nice card and such. By the way, I loved the card that my friend Joan gave me. Um, it looks like it says "Happy Birthday, Freak." You freak, I should say. Happy birthday, you freak on the outside, and then when you turn it, On the left-hand side, it finishes the word freak. You freaking, either freaking awesome or wonderful person. So that was very cute, very sweet. And meanwhile, my health has been on pretty much an even keel. This morning I had screaming cramps in my calves. I don't know why. I must have, sometimes my pills dehydrate me, and that must have happened overnight. But it was murder. Um, Beyond that, oh, I got one of the things among the many things is my Grace Mary, my friend who brings me communion, got me an Android tablet. So I'm gonna starting Monday. I'm gonna look into figuring that out. She's like, oh, you could do telehealth stuff and things like that, which is true. But I'll find. I want to see if I could do music on it. That would be very cool. And we'll find out. It's a new thing to explore. So, and what else is going on? I think that's been the majority of the week. And again, I thank you all. I was very humbled by how many people I heard from. That was beautiful. So I hope you're all doing well. I will see you next week. I love you. Bye bye.